This video is for those of you who have felt your spirit baby, their presence, that knowing, like this baby is already real, already yours, even though it hasn't happened yet. Maybe you've dreamed about it. Maybe you've just felt it in quiet moments. That sense that this soul is close, that it's already in your field. I believe you completely. And I want to tell you something about that feeling, something that changed the way I understand this whole journey. That baby isn't just a wish, it's a frequency. It exists, it's real, and it has already found you. Think about a radio station. It's broadcasting right now. Whether your radio is tuned to it or not, that signal exists. It doesn't stop existing because you can't hear it yet. Your spirit baby is the same. It's broadcasting clearly, consistently. It has already found your frequency. And if you need more proof that invisible things are real, think about gravity. You can't see it, you can't hold it, but you never question whether it exists. You feel it every single day without thinking about it. Your spirit baby is like that. You feel it, and that feeling is real. The question isn't whether it's coming. The question is whether your frequency matches it yet. And that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to get into what's really going on spiritually and physiologically, and why those two things are not separate. And at the end, I'll tell you about a live training I'm running where we go way deeper into this. If what I talk about here rings your bells, you're going to want to be there. I'll also be in the comments for the first 30 minutes after this goes live at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So if something comes up for you, drop it below. I'll answer you directly. All right, let's get into it. I've been doing this work for 26 years, both the science side and the soul side. And here's what I know. Women who feel their spirit baby clearly, they are not delusional. They're tuned into something that our five senses and technology cannot detect. There's a difference. This soul chose you, not randomly. It chose your specific frequency, your energy, the particular way you move through the world. That is not a small thing. That is a soul contract. And the thing about soul contracts is that they don't override the physical aspects of your fertility journey. They work through it, your frequency, the actual energetic state of your body, your nervous system, your emotional field. That's the landing strip. The soul is circling. It's ready. The question is whether the landing strip is clear. So what does a landing strip actually mean? It doesn't mean perfect hormone levels. It doesn't mean a flawless protocol. It means your nervous system is sending a safety signal, a receptivity signal, an open signal. Think about it in terms of frequency. When you are in fear, real fear, chronic low-grade fear, your body is vibrating at a contraction frequency. Everything tightens, everything closes down. Physiologically, blood flow changes, hormone signaling changes, the immune environment around implantation changes. That is not a metaphor. That is measurable biology. And when you are in a state of genuine openness, of trust, of resonance with the soul that is trying to come through you, the body responds to that too, differently, better. The spirit baby is not broadcasting fear. It is broadcasting love, pure, clear, unconditional love. The work is learning to match that frequency in your body, not just in your heart. That is the preparation nobody is talking about, and it is the one that matters most. Here is what I see constantly, and I'm going to say it clearly because nobody else is. Most women over 40 going into IVF or thinking about it are carrying a frequency split, a distortion around their desire. Part of them knows, soul level certainty, I'm meant to be a mother. And another part of them is absolutely terrified because they have hoped before and hope has been painful. So the nervous system learned to protect them from that. Those two frequencies running at the same time, conflicting each other, that is static. That is interference. And your body cannot fully receive through all that noise. It is not about thinking positive thoughts. It is a nervous system state, a physiological state. And unfortunately, nobody is helping you clear it for the simple reason that they don't even realize it's a thing. And that gap is exactly what I work in. I want you to feel something right now, not think about it, feel it. This works whether you're actively cycling or thinking about IVF in the next 6 to 12 months. Actually, if you're in that planning window, this is even more important because you have time to make real changes, real shifts in your frequency. Don't waste that window. Okay, so here we go. I'm inviting you to close your eyes if it's safe to do so. Take one breath. Now think about your IVF cycle, the appointments, the injections, the waiting, the what ifs, the cost, the hope, and the fear all tangled up together. Notice what that does in your body. Really pay attention to it. Is there a tightening somewhere? A contraction in your chest or your belly? A kind of bracing energy? A subtle closing down? That is the frequency your body is running when it thinks about the process. Feel it, don't judge it, just notice it. Now, gently let that go. Wipe your mind clean, take another breath. And this time, shift your attention completely. Forget the protocol, forget the clinic. Feel your spirit baby, that soul, that specific presence that you know, the one that chose you. Notice what happens in your body now. Is there a softening, a warmth, an expansion somewhere? A frequency that feels completely different from 30 seconds ago. That difference right there, that is the difference between a contracted nervous system and a receptive one, between a closed frequency and an open one. And here is what I need you to understand. That second state, the open one, the warm one, the one that felt like your spirit baby, that is a trainable state. You can learn to access it. You can learn to walk into a clinic, into your next procedure, carrying it. That is the work, and it starts now. Not the day before your transfer, now. You just felt it, that open state, that warm, expanded frequency. That's not a one-time thing. That's a place you return to every day. Once a day in the morning, as soon as you wake up, before you touch your phone, before the logistics, before the monitoring, before the noise of the process kicks in, come back here to that feeling, to that presence. That's the practice. Simple, repeatable, and over time, especially if you're in that 6 to 12 month window before a cycle, that repetition is what actually shifts your baseline frequency. That's how the landing strip gets clear. One more thing before I close. This path is lonely, not a little lonely, profoundly, deeply lonely. The people around you get the medical part. They get the wanting, but this layer, the frequency work, the soul contract, the deep internal preparation, they don't have language for it. So you carry it alone. And that isolation is itself a frequency disruptor. It contracts you. It keeps you in protection mode. You were not meant to do this alone. We've all heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. but sometimes it takes a village to bring one in. Finding your people for this part of the journey isn't a luxury. It is part of the work. If something in this video landed, if you felt that frequency shift in the practice, if you recognized yourself anywhere in here, I want you to know there is a place to take this further. I'm running a live training, and in it, we go deep into this work, the nervous system preparation, the frequency shifts, the specific practices that help you walk into cycle or into this decision as a whole woman, clear signal, open frequency, receiving body. Not generic advice, the real conversation, the one nobody else is having. The link to register is below. Come be in the room. And I want to say this directly. This is exactly the conversation your spirit baby wants you to be having right now. That's why it's resonating for you. It is not waiting on your next lab result. It is waiting on this. I'll be in the comments for the first 30 minutes after this goes live at 11 a.m. Pacific time. If something stirred in you, a question, something you've never said out loud, drop it in the comments. I'm here. I'll answer you personally. I'll see you in the training.